Welcome to the B-Riz 1111 house tour. The landscaping's not quite done, but I would say the actual construction of the house is fully complete, and I gotta tell you, it is amazing to be able to say that. This house drew a lot of inspiration from a lot of different creators. I'd probably credit B00100 for all the texturing and even kind of the house shape a little bit. But yeah, I came to this island and I don't know, episode 4 or 5 or something, and I just kind of started throwing down blocks, and I just had this vision. And here is the vision pretty well realized. But enough talk. I say we actually start checking this thing out. And we'll start where the build started, which was over here by the little offshoot shed. So in here, we've got a lantern system kind of all throughout the house, illuminating everything. I tried to avoid torches. We've got just some flower storage. Moving in here, we have our little reservoir, our little pond, I guess you could say, where we have a salmon that Iterum actually gifted to us. And of course, we have the lovely Gwangi. Say hi, Gwangi. Took you long enough, Gwangi. Moving over, we have our furnace room, where currently I believe we have some glass melting. We kind of have this pipe leading up. I don't even think there's a ventilation system above on the roof. It's just kind of for looks. We've got pipes leading down to the furnaces. Over here, we have our cellar. We've got plenty of moss and kind of hanging vine and some pottery to just make this look like a well-lived-in storage facility. Then moving up, we have this mossy stone stairway leading up into the main part of the house, where we kind of open up into our kitchen. So the kitchen's nice. The whole corner's kind of taken up by the massive chimney that I'll show later as I kind of go around the backside of the house from the exterior. But we tried to make this feel pretty lived in. We've got these campfires under here that are constantly emitting smoke and going up to the top of the chimney, which lives way up there somewhere. We have some plants growing by the open window, which looks out kind of into the backyard, where we have a little cookout campfire area. Some bees live back there. Swinging around, we have somewhat of a dining table that leads into the hallway over here. We have some paintings, some random decorations. Try to make this hallway feel lived in and decorated, which brings us to our art room. Now, there's kind of a very bright, colorful vibe going in here. The walls are white, and everything in here is meant to be kind of light and airy so that the space feels hopefully bigger than it is. It's got kind of high, tall ceilings. This is where the banners get made. Our chests store, what do they store? Yeah, like banner patterns and wool, all the kind of decorative blocks. And it's also where we keep our archaeological items. We have all the pottery shards and the pots and the bricks. This is our art room. Turning around, we enter a small downstairs library. It's nothing too extravagant, but we've got some bookshelves down here where we keep some of our enchanted books. Turn to the left and you see our spiral staircase, which, if we ascend, takes us up to the top floor, or the upstairs, because there is a higher floor. In here we have a little alcove for studying. It's where our ender chest is. Circling to the right, we have a hallway. The first door in which leads into our bedroom. So this is where we have, I think that's a jukebox, where we can play some discs. We have some personal storage, just some little intricate things that I like the color pattern on the floor, some more books. I killed a piglin brute way back in the day, maybe like episode 4, and I got its head, and it's there as a trophy. I like the salmon heads. I think they're cute. So yeah, this is my little bedroom. It does the job. It's none too big. It's not extravagant, but it's cozy, and it's our own. Moving down the hallway, we have an offshoot corridor that leads kind of outside to that stone tower structure that's out there. We'll actually head down this way first, and as we emerge outside, you can see now we're kind of in what canonically I decided was somewhat of like a ruined tower. Like, this is kind of ruins, and somewhere someone came along and bought this property adjacent to those ruins, and they kind of converted it into an enchanting area, above which is our brewing area. And I like this brewing area a lot. It's got this little shelving unit for some supplies. Turn around, we have a little bit of a, I don't know what you would call this, a very small greenhouse, netherwort cabinet, if you will. We have some more storage, and then finally we have a copper pitcher to fill our glass bottles so that we can throw them right into the brewing stand. Downstairs, we'll take a little bit of a closer look because we kind of rushed through here we have our enchanting setup. So we have just some kind of exotic decorations in here, like the eye blossom, the breeze head, a phantom head, some heads that I feel like are somewhat more on the uncommon side. And yeah, we have enough bookshelves in here to get our enchantments up to maximum level. I figured what cooler place to enchant than in some like old ruined castle. So that's what's kind of going on there. The scaffolding over on the right here just kind of indicates that this place is a ruin and it is kind of unfinished and open to the air. So those inside spaces, if we just make our way back inside, are over to the left. Now we have a small little closet area where we keep just a spare set of decorated golden armor, just kind of looking pretty. This area doesn't serve a function, but it's just meant to be a cool little alcove that just, again, puts a little more life into the build. Over to the left, we have a tiny little cupboard closet where if we look inside, it's covered in moss, but we keep just some important building blocks and stuff like leather and different mob loot in here. So again, this is a functional space, but I like the decoration in here. We kept it small, and I would say all the different little colors and decorations kind of come together to make a cool little finished product. But then that leads us upstairs to the part of this build that I think came out as one of the coolest. You can ascend this ladder into the attic, and the attic is super atmospheric. We went with like very wizard study colors up in here. We've got the green floor, we have the red candles that are burning, and it's meant to be kind of very cluttered but still movable, and I think we captured that vibe just really, really well. There's random furnaces, there's just kind of random shapes that, like in many attics, you have to wonder, like, what is this all for? But then over to the left, we have some storage, and I like using the chest mine carts to make stuff feel like it almost came out of like a dungeon or a mine, and it's like treasure instead of just regular storage. See, in here we have all our smithing templates, which we don't have all of them, but we have a decent collection. This is also where I believe we keep our music discs. Yeah, we have a nice collection here. Again, not all of them, but enough to really have a nice, thorough library. Here we have a secret waystone, which as of the creation of this video is not so secret. I don't know if I'm storing anything in here. Yeah, absolutely nothing in that minecart. But that's not the whole attic space. We actually have this little passageway that leads over to the right. And finally, we have another space in here where we have some chairs being stored. There's a hole in the roof where rain can fall in and fill this rain bucket. And then here is where we keep our heads, our head collection. So yeah, I think the theming in this attic just kind of really hit hard, and I love the way the different blocks play with each other with the colors and all the hanging vines. So now that kind of brings us to the backyard. Those two bamboo doors in the kitchen, those exit out this little door here, and this is one of my favorite spaces in the house that kind of leads right outside to this little offshoot shed that's kind of built right into the house. It's got this kind of gray and red pattern. It's just like this very ancient, almost like English tool garden shed that's right in here. And we have another one of those holes looking up to the sky. That obviously looks a little cluttered, but I don't imagine anyone's ever looking in there. It's really just so that rain can be falling in and looking all atmospheric. This is where we keep our stone cutter, our grindstone, our smithing table. So this is kind of just like a workstation for anyone that's got to come in here and get a job done. Finally, we have a little statuary over here where we have some extra waystones that are just, you can see, kind of collecting moss and looking pretty. But this whole backyard area will definitely get expanded. It'll end up taking a little bit more of a clear shape, and there'll be a little more purpose. There won't just be random bamboo and jack-o'-lanterns in places. We'll actually put some thought into why things are where. And aside from the village, which is yet to be constructed, that's about it. That's the whole BRiz 1111 property right now. That's Ebenton Isle. So more progress to come. There will be, from here on out, just regular The Right Turn videos where you'll see little bits of progress from episode to episode, but this is what we constructed, and I'm super proud of it. I think it's beautiful, I think it's gorgeous, and it's definitely the best house I've built in Minecraft to date, because I actually took some time to really put love and care into it, and it paid off. So yeah, thanks for watching. This has been the BRiz 1111 house tour, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.